careful because I have my cell phone with me in the water right now. So I just took the time right now to connect to my inner core unit, that is my pelvic floor, my deep transverse abdominus, my diaphragm, and my multifidus. I recorded it for you all. I may share it today, or I may share it later this week, maybe tomorrow. But I wanted to get on here first and foremost to talk to you all about what I teach in Revive. The main thing you need to know is that in order to understand how to heal dysfunction, you first need to understand function, proper function. And that goes for pelvic floor dysfunction as well. Pelvic floor dysfunction symptoms include urinary incontinence, bowel incontinence, low back pain, prolapse or pressure in the vaginal area. Sometimes there's a sensation of postpartum, a sensation of emptiness or empty space in the abdominal cavity. That also can lead to prolapse and can be a sign of a weak core. Diastasis recti is another sign or symptom, can be both, of pelvic floor dysfunction. Okay, so what I teach in Revive, I familiarize my clients and I educate my clients on the proper movements, or as I like to call the love mechanics of your inner core unit, and how the different parts are supposed to move in coordination with one another. How the diaphragm is supposed to move and what the pelvic floor is doing in relation to the diaphragm, or what it should be doing in relation to the diaphragm. How to use your breath. So I teach how to use your breath, and I train first diaphragmatic breathing, deep belly breathing. How to use your breath to begin getting your pelvic floor and your abdominals to move, to get your abdominals to distend, to get your pelvic floor to contract and rise up, moving up towards the center of your core as you exhale, and then to release as you inhale. Okay? So this is what I teach in Revive. And then, not only that, that's just like the first 2 weeks, the connecting phase. In the connecting phase, it's very, very low level, very basic. I get you oriented to your body. I challenge you in some areas. I challenge you to look at yourself, to get inside of your body. That's called introspection. Create that tight bubble of focus. Where you can get your mind connected to those muscles, the pelvic floor muscle. It's called mind-muscle connection. Then, week 3, we capitalize on that movement. Whether or not you can feel it move yet, because sometimes I have clients that can't feel their pelvic floor move at all. This time around, all 8 women are able to move their pelvic floor. They can feel it. They know, they've heard of a Kegel. They know generally what a Kegel is. They're able to flicker their pelvic floor. That's a perfect starting place. But even if you can't feel it move, that's what weeks 1 and 2 are for, and the first call in my program. That's why I have the accountability, the daily or weekly accountability, depending on how we set it up. Okay? So we capitalize on that movement. We add a few props. You see me using a ball. I also use a full loop band. We add those props to get more range of motion, more muscle fiber recruitment, because we can stabilize our body. We can stabilize our body using these props. Stabilize our upper body and our trunk, and our lower body, our lower trunk. And therefore, our inner core unit can recruit more muscle fibers and get more range of motion. Okay, not only that, what else do I teach in Revive? I teach you about your diaphragm. And this was new this year. I have a whole lesson on the diaphragm. And I have a section where I describe and teach you how to perform diaphragm release on yourself. Diaphragm or abdominal release. Okay, we talk about this. Sometimes women find that they can't get a full breath. They just have a very hard time getting a full breath or inhaling slowly. Difficulty inhaling deep and inhaling slowly, and inhaling deeply and slowly can be a sign that your diaphragm is not moving. It's not moving freely. It's not serving you fully. Okay? So I teach you how to release it. We address this. If this is you, we can use the time during our calls to talk about this. You might shoot me a message while performing the exercises, asking me about this or inquiring about whatever it is you're feeling. I've had women in the past tell me, hey, I can't get a full breath like you, or when I exhale, I feel like I lose my breath quickly and too quickly where I'm not unable to engage my core soon enough. So we talk about these things. And in the meantime, during the calls, we also address the symptoms that you may be experiencing. If you are dealing with incontinence, I've had some women tell me that they have incontinence, but they haven't been paying attention to when it is, what they're doing when it occurs, how often it occurs, and what they're drinking throughout the day or eating throughout the day that could be affecting their incontinence. So during these calls, I gave the girls some homework during their initial free consultation calls. Some of these calls were up to an hour long. On days I have time, I stay way past the 30 minutes and I give you guys homework until the program starts. So some of you ladies have homework. We also go over scar management, perineal massage, C-section, scar mobilization, if that's you. That's what these calls are for. I have a little bit of information on these topics sprinkled throughout the program and in the lessons throughout the 6 weeks. Though those are not the focus of the program, over this last year and from launching the program 3 times last year, I realized that a lot of the information I repeat over in the calls can apply to a lot of the women. So that's why I developed these little training demos and lessons to get more specific on some of these topics. And some of them I don't get too specific because that's what we use the calls for. I might actually have you massage your C-section with me on the call, and I would teach you how to do that. Okay? So right now I just connected with my inner core unit through my exercises that you would find in Revive. I've been improvising on a lot of them. I have my favorite ones, the ones I feel the most engagement in, and I've been adding and taking away to my own sessions. And that's what I want for you ladies, to find which exercises are best for you. I have some that are great for prolapse. They're excellent for prolapse, and my clients tell me, you know, this helped my prolapse so much, and I do this almost every day. They may not do the other exercises, but they have their favorites. And then I have some exercises that are excellent for diastasis recti, and clients that come to me telling me, hey, this is my favorite exercise too, and I do this one often, but I have to do it on my right side or on my left side or whatnot because they feel their core engaging better. And one more thing I want to talk about, I will share this exercise on my story and in my post this week. I will share my routine, and I will share some slowed versions of the exercises so you all can get an idea of how slow they are. And while they are dynamic on the inside, on the outside, they certainly do not look dynamic. And I want you all to get an idea of the breath work involved, and also to get a better idea of what hypopressives are. Hypopressive training or low pressure training. You can see when I exhale and then I do a false breath at the very end, and this I don't teach all my clients this part. This is just a bonus if you are a little bit higher level. If you get to a certain place where you can do this, we can talk about it a little bit more. But as you exhale, when you feel like you've gotten all your air out, you would do a false breath and almost contract the diaphragm like you're sucking in to get a little bit more engagement. And for me, when I do this, I notice I get more engagement at the top of my midline, as I have a harder time engaging the top part of my abdominals midline. And you will see that in some of my videos. And sometimes you will see that I can engage the top part better, but then I lose engagement of the bottom. And you can see this very well in some of the videos. I will try to share this in slow motion so you guys can get a better understanding of what I teach. So when I say coordination of the pelvic floor and abdominals with your diaphragm, you know what I'm talking about. And for those who stayed this long and listened this long, remember, you exert and you engage your pelvic floor and abdominals. You wrap your natural corset, you engage your natural corset as you exhale. Exert, engage, exhale. Exhale as you exert and engage. All right? Have a great day, everyone.